Alright, give me a second. Let me finish some of the setting up. Hello alien, give me a second. Hello Gabriel. Alright, I am stuck on a couple of really important projects that I frankly don't really want to look at right now. But I've always wanted to document what it looks like to build a project from start to finish. Hello Crix Bricks. And I thought maybe this time, unlike the last two times I tried to do this, it will be different. I don't know how it will be different. I just have a feeling that this one is just the right amount of restricted and not restricted to not be completely boring while also not being very tiring for me to do. So what I'm gonna try to do, you might have seen in the thumbnail, so I'm gonna combine these two things to make a sort of end game dragon mech for Nier. Looks like it looks like we really are going to end this iteration of Ninjago, and it is a theme that I am quite fond of. So I thought maybe I should probably do something for Ninjago this year. And also I just really loved that Golden Dragon I made, so I thought I can try to have fun again rather than being really stressed about the other projects that I'm currently stuck on. So that's what we're doing today. I think I'm gonna try to... Oh, I've got like a clock to time myself so that maybe hopefully when this project is done I can highlight or edit some highlights together. First part of this is gonna be disassembly. So yeah. I'm doing okay. Thanks, alien. Right. It always starts off a little boring. You know, it starts with disassembly. Before we get started to build, we're gonna need to take this apart. I've got these boxes that are used. Picked them up from the local supermarket. I guess it's like a mini supermarket. Mini mart? I don't know what the technical term is. I think these are used for food boxes. Yeah, it's microwave safe food container. I found that these are useful. Oh, nice. I know that ChubbyBots also use them, but if his video is to be believed, he recycles them. He just gets them from, takeaway food and not throw away the boxes. Whereas I'm a bit less eco-friendly. I just buy them new. Because I'm lazy. Alright, 5 is definitely not going to be enough, but we're going to start with that for now. And actually, it's 10, I think. Yeah, it's definitely not going to be enough for this project, but let's start with that for now. And then we're going to open more as we run out of boxes. Also, I want to time myself to see how fast I can disassemble these things. How should I say this? I think a lot of what building is the boring stuff. and I want a project where I sort of document the boring stuff. I've tried to do that previously, if you've been following my channel for a while. Oh man, I'm really low on table space. Okay. Alright, some of these guys have to go on the ground. Give me a second. Papaya Optimus. Let's see. Puga's gonna have to go. Magiking's gonna have to go. Not that you guys can see him anyway. With the angle that I have set up for the camera. Hello, Student Scissors! Oh, cool! I didn't know that you followed my channel. I'm a big fan of your work, man. How you guys doing? Alright. Chunks are out. I never have any rhyme or reason as to how I start these things. I just start taking things apart. One of the things I've learned is that all of these pieces, like smaller sort of within 2x1 space pieces, I sort of put them together. Sometimes there's a 1x3, and then if it's too okay, or snap bricks goes into one place, bricks goes into one place. Okay, let's move this. What would be the best way to start a Lego YouTube channel? Best way is to... I have no idea, man. Depending on the kind of channel that you want to make. Like, if you want to make a channel like my channel, like the first thing to do is to have work to show off. Joints goes in there, 2x1s, plates, need a separate box. Usually, I do this on my bed, where I just have all these boxes lying around me. I think this is actually slightly faster. Well, actually, I don't know. We'll find out. Well, actually, we won't find out because I have no idea how long I usually take for these things. Just start. This is also my very roundabout, inefficient way of time tracking. Or at least that's the plan, which is, oh, actually, well, I okay, so I did have that video of the time lapse of me designing the Mark 43 for 12 hours, I think. What you don't know is that I have another 10 hours of footage. That is the first 10 hours where I filmed the whole thing in full and not in time-lapse mode. Had to upgrade iCloud storage to store all of that. And in the end, my computer was not strong enough to edit all of that footage. Like, I can barely put them on the same timeline. Which is why you haven't seen them. Okay, I don't know if this guy is spam. Navikurtz, say something that I can understand, or I'm gonna have to ban you, man. Because apparently, I am now big enough to attract bots. Which is another thing that I realized for a little bit. Hello, Brandon. Hello, AHMX. Oh, thank you, Brandon. I'm really proud of it. It's the most fun I've had with a project for a while, which is, I think, why I'm doing this. Just trying to capture some of that fun that I've had building. Projects recently have been really stressful, and like tracing is not always fun. You get the joy of sort of problem solving, but at the end of the day, it's like it's tracing is what it is. And I'm a really good tracer. Haha. But I do wanna do something else. And in lieu of, more original projects, I think these are not a half bad substitute. I wanna do more things like the slope. Okay, so decision to be made. Alright. This I'm gonna put here as well. I wanna do more things like my vanilla blue and chocolate red. But if I'm going to try to make this like an actual, like if I'm gonna pay rent with this, I am going to need to do more widely appealing projects, I suppose. New box. Alright. Thank you, Age Max. That is true. It is a YouTuber's plight. Although I guess YouTubing is like a secondary thing. YouTube is like a place to share and promote stuff. Like this is the main work, I suppose. But with anything, I suppose like if you're in entertainment broadly, I guess. I don't know if I can count this as like product development. I feel like that needs a bit more professionalism than what I'm doing. What are you working on, Student Scissors? Any upcoming projects that you can share with us that you have, yet to publish? Okay. Well, Matthew Kirk hasn't said anything else. So I think it's okay to leave it as it is. But yeah. Tiles. Alright, I have a new box for tiles. Technic bricks. You know what? Oh, I think I can do a poll. How do I do a poll? Okay, let me just finish assembling this arm. I'm gonna count these as bricks. Okay. Inverted tiles. Inverted tiles are gonna go in there. Alright. Hat. Hat is gonna go in tiles. Jumper is gonna be there. Oh, fantastic. Well, I look forward to seeing those Student Scissors. Corner bricks. Alright. Oh my. Ooh. Alright, I need to change my setup a little bit because I'm getting shoulder pain, which is a thing that happens when you do this all day. Alright. Let me finish disassembling this arm, and I think I'm gonna start a poll in the chat. To have like a, have a low stakes, no prizes bet as to how long this is going to take me. I have so many of these boxes that, and like I never use the lids because I stack them on top of each other. So I have I have a stack of lids that are now as tall as I am. Ooh, oh wow! I look forward to seeing Student Scissors Gundam. I think I should probably do an Arc 78 at some point as well. But actually, okay. Witch of Mercury is gonna air in October. I think I'm gonna try to see if I can do something related. I've got a couple of ideas for the aerial that hopefully won't take me, a year and a half. Okay, I'm gonna give this as it is. Pins. Hello, Chickadee's cheese. Oh, hello, Angel from Ecuador. That's exciting. Kind of don't always clips. Remember. Okay. Let me see if I can start a betting poll. Okay, this is not what I wanted. This might be a totally dumb idea. Bear with me for a little bit. Okay. From the bottom of chat window, create poll. Okay, bottom? Oh, here it is. Thing, let me see, option 1 hour to 1 hour 30, 1 hour 30 to 2 hours. That option, 2 hours to 2 hour 30 and 2 hour 30 to 3 hours. Okay. Oh my god, that's too many options. Okay, I hope that's not too distracting. Let me see. Okay, give me a second, guys. I kind of had to move my setup a little bit. Thank you, Cheese. I'm gonna ask you a question. I built 3 Gundam mocks, but all of them doesn't look 100% show accurate. There's no question there. So should I build one? Yeah, man. Always build. Uh, what is your next build? I have no idea. I've got like 3 different projects ongoing at the moment, and I have no idea which one of them is going to finish first. Actually, including this is kind of 4 ongoing projects. I need to refocus. I think I'm gonna keep doing this, but some of the other projects are gonna have to take a backseat for a little bit. I have put off Gurren Lagann for too long, so I want to get on that before the sets that I use. Well, one of them is already kind of in retirement, but I want to finish that before the other one also retires, which I think is soon-ish. I catch it before that. I have this. I have the X-Wing Galaxy Explorer thing, which is giving me a really hard time. That thing is really big, but you don't realize, and like it feels like it should be bigger. It should. Okay, maybe it does. Here's the thing with like alt builds, which is that when you start out an alt build, it always feels like you're missing bricks, and then by the end you realize that you haven't used like 30% of the bricks. It's very odd. I am still at the stage where the X-Wing Star Explorer, well, Galaxy Explorer feels like, I don't have enough bricks. Very rarely, but sometimes that still remains true till the very end. But hopefully, as I work more on it, I will find that I actually do have enough bricks. And also, there's of course Spider-Man, which I hate. I've been having such a hard time with Spider-Man these last few days. It feels like banging my head against the wall. There's just like not enough bricks, and the bricks that does come with isn't useful. The thing about Spider-Man is that they are really efficient. I just found this out. I didn't realize it was as cheap as it is, and frankly, it is kind of incredible how cheap that thing is. It's it's $25, which is kind of insane. And part of the reason why it's $25 is it's small enough that they don't have to bracket a lot of the assemblies together. And so I have no brackets to work with, which is like the meat and potatoes of what I do. And it's incredibly frustrating to build like bigger things without brackets too, or even just like bricks with studs on the side to secure them. Technic bricks and Bionicle parts can work in mocks. Yeah, they work quite well. I think my reservations about using Bionicle parts is that they are entirely retired now. Even CCBS parts, even newer CCBS parts are basically retired now. I haven't seen a CCBS part in a while. And I think we're going into the direction that the Spider-Man and the Iron Man and the Venom are going. We're gonna get new parts for these construction builds specifically, but I think CCBS is dead, and I try to use relatively recent parts is what I'm saying. I don't want to use parts that are too difficult to get. Hello, Apple Biko. Welcome to the stream. Struggling on the shoulders. Yeah, shoulders can sometimes be really tough. I just find that, like, because of the nature of Lego bricks, they're way bigger than you think they are. It's to put the shoulder in a natural part, like in a natural place for shoulder articulation, will also eliminate any spot for you to attach shoulder pads. And if you want to attach shoulder pads, it will immediately limit shoulder movement. And you can see like Lego designers themselves have a lot of like workaround, and one of the main workarounds is put the shoulders like closer to the torso, so that when a thing raises its arm, that it's kind of I'm not sure if this makes any sense. Like it's sort of like lurching as well, which like I did that with the second Hulkbuster, I think. And that thing has basically no outward movement because I also need to fill in the space between his neck and his shoulder. Oh, thank you. I kind of think that the Hulkbuster has a bunch of things that are outdated now. I would like to update it, but it's really old, and I kind of want to focus on projects that are more new. Actually, they're making a new Hulkbuster soon, so maybe that'll be my chance to modernize some of the things I did. It's the first system, like big system build that I've done in like a long time. Hello, Johnson Roberts. I am doing okay. How are you? Yeah. Big mocks have their own difficulties, but generally I find that bigger projects can be slightly more freeing sometimes, actually, because there's less space constraint. I actually think that like bigger projects are sometimes less impressive than smaller projects. I know everybody wants to like if you have like a big display piece, it looks really impressive on a show floor, but when you look at techniques, sometimes I see big builds and they're not very dense. They're not very detail dense. Is what I mean. I feel like I look at like the thing that will always be impressive is that big builds always have to manage weight really well, but I always find that I am unsatisfied with how plain, I guess, most big builds are. And then the big builds that are like super detailed, I find that sometimes it can be kind of messy. Maybe it's just like a personal taste thing. That I find like builds that are too big can sometimes be, I don't know. I don't get as much enjoyment out of them as like really dense. Like, and by dense I mean like idea dense builds. When you think like, there are, there's a lot of like nice parts usage and things are connected in interesting ways. Whereas big builds sometimes have like one idea that's repeated over and over again. Or sometimes it feels like they are sculpting with brute force. Like I have exceptions to this, right? Exceptions to this is also obviously like Moko's stuff. Moko made a Rick Diaz, and it is incredible. It looks super smooth, but it is very idea dense, right? It doesn't have to be parts dense, like it doesn't have to be detail dense, but you see that like every single part has multiple techniques that he used to make the thing as smooth as it is. And everything comes together in a way that it's incredible. Or maybe I'm just biased towards, I'm biased. I'm biased in the. I'm biased for Moko Mox because I just love Moko. Okay, I'm gonna keep this whole assembly. All right. Might disassemble that if I need to. Alright, I'm gonna have to start to. Oh, I think. Alright, this is fine. I agree. Like, um, your eye sort of blurs the Lego bricks at a smaller scale. It allows for more interesting part usage. I also think that like smaller builds really draw focus into the thing that really matters, which is proportion. I think people get too caught up on details sometimes, and like I think proportion is way more important. And when you see like a small thing that's well proportioned, it's really satisfying. Yeah, a small space really forces you to like make hard decisions sometimes. And I think that like one of the hallmarks of okay, I think that like where our brain is really efficient, but it's also really dumb, and you see like you see sort of like the most obvious time you see this is when you see like optical illusions, and you realize that at some point what you're trying to create or you're trying to recreate when you build isn't the thing itself, but you're trying to recreate the optical illusion that the thing creates. So sometimes just like straight tracing can be really bad, or when you get obsessed with certain details and like your eyes are anchored to them, and so you trace that detail rather, or I guess yeah, you build the optical illusion instead of trying to recreate the optical illusion. I don't know if that makes any sense. I think I'm going a little insane. Do you have plans on making other Transformers? Oh, Transformers other than Optimus? Yes, I do. Sort of. They have to take a. They don't really get priority at the moment because they are not as accessible. But I do want to. Well, one, I want to make one that actually transformed again. I made one a long time ago, and that was kind of fun. That's actually one of the more straightforward project, the RC that I made. But I love the Bumblebee from the Bumblebee movie. I would like to make one to go with my Optimus, but the current part selection doesn't give me any ideas for very key uh, sculpting solutions yet. If I think of something, I will get started. But at the moment, some other projects is taking priority. I also really want to make like Alex Mill, Nick Roche design from IDW1. I want to make a Rodimus. I want to make a Lost Light Megatron. But those might have to wait for a little bit. Those are like dream projects. If I ever start a Patreon, that can be like a stretch goal. Where am I putting tiles? Pretty sure I have a box for tiles. Did it get subsumed into other things? Did I put it off screen? Where's my... Oh, it's here. IDW Drift. Yeah, maybe like Lost Light Drift. Like season 3, like end of season 2, season 3 Drift is awesome. Oh yeah, it's like the scale thing. I think that sometimes people get obsessed with things that are obvious and measurable, and don't realize all of the intangible stuff that are important. Because like at the end of the day, you're not like when you look at a thing, you don't have like a reference image right next to it, right? And like if it looks right to your eye, it looks right. And you gotta learn to trust your eyes as well. We all have to start somewhere. Apple Pico. Uh, Da. You make robots using different sets. Well, I'm doing it now. I think. This is the first part. First part is always a bit boring. I usually, when I do this, I'd have like a podcast or an audiobook on, but I've kind of ran out of podcasts and I can't keep listening to Hello Internet over and over again. So, that's how this live stream starts. That's what I thought. Alright, let's subject other people to the boring part as well. Yeah. Man, I'm trying to get my dad into Lego, and sometimes whenever I build alt builds, right, I always build the original model first because I actually think that like Lego sets, like official Lego sets, are really idea dense. Well, that might or may not be changing, but I always find, you know, like at least one or two interesting ideas that I haven't thought of when building Lego sets. It's so cool. So part of it is also to just familiarize myself with like the parts that come in the set, so that it helps me with alt build. And like you build it and then you disassemble it. You get to sort of you get two chances. Chances is the wrong word. You sort of walk over the parts list twice in your mind, so you know what exists. And I find that sometimes doing this, you'll get ideas for parts usage, or get reminded of cool techniques. So I think I genuinely think that like building and then taking the official model apart is like a important part of designing alt builds. I basically never jump straight to. Well, okay, maybe that's not true. There is an exception to this, which is Mixels. I am very often uninterested in the official Mixel builds, and very often I can see immediately how the thing is built. I think I would like look at the instruction once, and then go straight to making something. Oh man, I love Mixels. I hope they bring Mixels back. Like, forget Bionicle, right? Bring Mixels back for 90th anniversary. Right? Oh my god! Like now that they're going to make a bunch of new pieces for a new generation of contraction, like system contraction. Like, guys, you know what would be a great way to get out a bunch of new pieces really quickly in cool colors? Oh man. I would be interested to see, I mean, okay, I don't know, I don't think listen, everyone, you know what would be really big brain is Systems Bionicle. I don't think that it's ever going to happen, because I don't think we're gonna be able to sell that idea to Lego. But Systems Bionicle with like smaller Matoran or creature sets that are basically Mixel's G2, come on. That would be awesome. Bring back the alt builds, right? Like, and combination. So you can have like a 3-pack, or maybe 3, okay, so there are, so each Mixels has what, like 9 sets of like 3 sets of 3. So instead of doing that, have 2 two like bags of creature for each element, each elemental thing, right? And then have a combi model, right? And that's your like small Matoran or creature build. And then you have like bigger sets that are the Toas. Come on, that would be epic. I think we kind of do have contraction at about $10 to $15. I think that's what the Marvel mechs are, like the one with minifigure pilots. I do want them to make more. You know what? Like the Zerg is not bad. I don't think it's as good as people hype it up to be, but have more things at the size of the Zerg without the markup of the, you know, of the of it being a Lightyear set. Lightyear set was so weirdly priced. Where do I put these? I'm gonna put these here. Old builds are harder than making a mock, in my opinion. Yes and no. I think, you know, like part of the reason why I start with a lot of alt builds is I feel like it's a bit of a shield of criticism, which is any part that's a bit janky, I just go, oh, it's an alt build, give me a break. Free builds comes with higher expectations. Like I try to make use of the full palette of bricks that are currently available, because if I'm going to, you know, try to sell people on the idea of buying bricks, it doesn't make any sense for them to buy the bricks that I arbitrarily already have in my collection. And like the expectations that come with that of like using the best bricks that's available to you of the entire current available palette is a very high demand. Not everybody follows it, but at least that's the demand that I put on myself. You know what, Student Scissor, that sounds like a great lineup for, maybe they will have to split it into two waves, but that sounds like a great lineup to me. They're slowly bringing back alt builds. I want to see if there's gonna be a push for more alt builds, like in the coming years. Like with the Galaxy Explorer set, having like really big and like fully engineered alt builds that are not just like pithy things. There are alt builds that are on like a, it's part of like a Build Your World 90th anniversary thing that they're advertising. Some of them are completely unfeasible and very obviously not stable. But I want to see. I feel like the idea of alt builds outside of Creator 3-in-1 are coming slowly back. I hope there's a push for it internally. We'll see. Slicers G2. I don't know about that, man. I think the slicers look kind of ugly. They have their like retro charm. I think they all look kind of dumb. If you could have one specific Lego piece unlimited for free, what would you choose? Ooh, it's a good question. I'm immediately trying to game this. Like a single Lego piece isn't necessarily that useful on its own, so I'm immediately thinking, ooh, what's the rarest brick I can like get to like disrupt the market? Ooh, these. Oh, yeah, of course. If I can get a kind of pieces unlimited for free, actually, I don't know. There are rarely pieces where I feel like, oh, okay, I miscategorized some things. I'm gonna have to go back. It's fine. It's not too bad. That's an interesting question. There are colors I would like more of, like Dark Azure. It's the best color. Legos, at that point, I feel like, look, if they're going to change the design for slicers, I feel like then make an original theme. Then you don't have to like shackle yourself to the IP and like the existing things. And you have things that references slicers, you know, with cheeky names and specific builds. But I don't think that you need like a reboot at that point. I don't think slicer is as important and frankly profitable IP as Barnacle. And I also think Slicer is very story and character light. I might be wrong. I'm not very. My impression is that Slicer lore is that there is no lore. Ooh, of course, Galador. How expensive are Galador pieces on the aftermarket? It'll be really funny if they. You know what? I do think that Galador should get referenced in like that 90th set with like the Dirk Tahu, which I love. I feel like Lego should make like a second one and have just like not necessarily like failed experiments, but like like a set that references more obscure themes. So you can have Galador in there. You can have a couple of other things in there that are like one season themes. You can have like hockey sets in there. Oh, you remember that? Does anybody remember the hockey thing? Oh, that is. I'll take your word for it, student scissors. Well, if you guys can, you know, single-handedly handle the purchase of a Slicer G2 reboot, all the power to you. I'm sure we'll get like cool pieces out of it that I'll be able to use for other things. I haven't looked at the clock. Oh, we're 45 minutes in. Alright. I think we're making good time. We might be able to finish this within 2 hours. I want to see if I can aim for an hour and a half. But I also want to take a bit of a break after this because my shoulder is really tired. You don't really think about this, but like one of the difficulty is not really the right word, but like one of the quirks, I guess, of building a big mock is that big mocks are really heavy and you always need to support your arms when you build them. And it's more difficult to build it than... It's difficult to build it in a long stretch, which is a thing that you don't really think of. Like, your arms get tired holding up Lego bricks. Lego bricks are really dense. Robo Riders, they had little people in their wheels. Robo Riders. I feel like... Here's the thing about Robo Riders, which is that Robo Riders and Slicers kind of mesh together in my brain. And I can't remember what Robo Riders actually look like. Wait, is Robo Riders just like a subcategory of Slicer sets? I feel like there's like another precursor to Barnacle that I'm not remembering. Yeah, it's Slicers and then Robo Riders, right? Like they're the ones that are like just vehicles with like the throwing discs. Or are those things called something else? Alright. I need to brush up on my Barnacle precursor lore. I'm losing my creds here. I'm not necessarily sure that they would be expensive. As in, I wouldn't necessarily be sure they would be relatively. I mean, Lego pieces are really big. As in, sorry, I mean Barnacle pieces are really big. And Contraction, the thing that I'm like looking back, I think is really impressive about Contraction is like the size that they're able to get out of the price. Like if you stop thinking about it in terms of parts per price, and you think in terms of price per size, Contractions is really impressive. Like how big those builds can get for the price that they go for. Lego keep trying. I will like I will give Lego credit that they seem to always try to. Well, I don't know if always is appropriate. They seem to have stopped in recent years. But we had like Nexo-Knights, right? Like Lego tries to expand. Oh, we had Chima, which I love. But like Hero Factory, it is cursed with following a really popular IP, and so it gets like people attribute it to like, oh, you replace the thing that I like. I wish Chima and Hero Factory get to, stand on their own, and I think history will be kind to Chima and Hero Factory. I wish Hero Factory had a proper ending. I it didn't peter out. I thought they were going in a great direction of like, oh, we're gonna, like, Contractions are like Big Macs now. I don't know. Maybe, no, okay. I was gonna say that maybe like the CCBS system is more limited than I give it credit for, but I don't think so. Like you look at the mock community and like CCBS mocks are all the rage. I will. I understand the sort of resistance towards Hero Factory. To be honest, I think that I remember very distinctly that I had a moment where I changed my mind and I thought, no, like we've got to embrace Hero Factory, which is that Lego Jang Bricks now. Jang made a video very specifically saying that he's not gonna live in the past and that Hero Factory is the new thing now, and so he's gonna stop making Barnacle mocks. I don't know if he said that he's gonna stop making Barnacle mocks, but he very specifically said that I'm gonna embrace Hero Factory, right, and not live in the past. And I thought, you know what? Yeah, we gotta do that. Oh yeah, I mean I didn't have money back then, I was a kid. But me trying to go back to buy Hero Factory sets now is a nightmare. Hero Factory sets are really expensive now. Or maybe I just don't know where to look. Alright, go eat some ramen. I should probably get lunch after this as well. Alright. Almost done with Nia's mech. I'm gonna maybe take like a 2-minute break. Or maybe I should take a longer break. Alright, I'm gonna keep this whole assembly. I'm gonna deal with you and get to you. I think they got stuck a little bit with like where to go with the heroes. I think G2 Barnacle, I think the second wave is hugely underrated. I think that they were moving into the direction of integrating more Technic and Technic bricks, and they were creating bricks specifically to integrate CCBS with like more usual Technic bricks. And I thought, I wish it had more time. It's so weird. Brain Attack. Here's the thing. Brain Attack had, I think, one of the Ferno XL. I maintain is an incredible set. It looks great, and I love the design. But everybody else seems to be stuck in place. Maybe it's like a price point thing. Like within that price point, the only thing they can do is like, oh, like. Alright, got cut out a little bit there. It looks like the YouTube god is telling me to take a break. Get a sip of my drink. Oh, Umrak is awesome, right? It's such a shame that it got cut short. It's such a shame that we didn't get the Mask of Ultimate Power. I'm sure they have cool things planned for that final wave. I do think that they messed up the marketing a bit on G2 Barnacle, but I feel like all of the sets are bangers. Like, all of the creatures, like, okay, I think they look kind of dumb. I mean, like the oh, I don't know what they're called, like the crystal monsters. I think that face just looks kind of dumb, but like all of the skull warriors and creatures, they try to be, they all have like unique gimmicks and like gearing systems. It's so cool. I feel like that is like the perfect direction for it to go into. Oh, nice, Mason. I need to get back on that. I wish that, I think that they're getting like a bit of a, well, I say getting, it's been a while now. Barnacle sets are kind of difficult to get now, and I kind of wish I jumped on them earlier. It's like Hero Factory sets, like because they didn't sell well. And I think what happens to Lego sets that don't sell well is that Lego buys them back from retailers and recycle the bricks and or throw them into the sea, which is a thing that happened once, because you want to regulate the price of aftermarket bricks. Like final wave of Hero Factory, final few waves of Hero Factory, and like Barnacle G2 is really difficult to get now because there are so few on the secondary market. Oh, such a shame. I bought the whole, well, I say my brother bought the whole wave, the whole initial wave on release, and so I have those. But of the Uniters, I only have Tahu. And now I really want to get them, and they're so expensive. Star Wars is, I don't know what's going on with Star Wars. You know what? I don't know what's going on with Star Wars. Like Lego Star Wars is like a whole different thing. Like Lego Star Wars has its own. Lego Star Wars can always make X-Wing again. Is my opinion. I don't think they will ever run out of people to buy new X-Wings. Even if there's no new media, we can just have more X-Wings, and people would like still go nuts. because you want an army build, you can always buy more X-Wings. And you can always buy more Clone Troopers and Stormtroopers. Star Wars people are kind of insane. But like actual Star Wars media, I feel like Star Wars and Marvel are a bit lost at the moment. We'll see what happens next. We don't have big movies coming out. I don't know about Andor, but like I think this is gonna be, people are not gonna like this. I think Ops Canopes was kind of mid. It was fine. It was good. It was some of the best Star Wars I've seen in a long time. But the bar for good Star Wars media has dropped pretty low. uh, let's see. Um, I mean, the other thing that Lego Star Wars can always do is there's always more UCS to make. There's never a shortage of UCS they can make. I think we might be due for a new UCS X-Wing, which is very scary for me because I'm making a UCS kind of thing. UCS X-Wing. Well, UCS sized X-Wing, I suppose. Hopefully, I can get it out before. I think Harry Potter is kind of dead, to be honest. I think this might be Harry Potter's last hurrah. I've got other problems with that brand. Like, you think Star Wars fans are crazy. Harry Potter fans are like a whole different level. Yeah. It is okay. So I think we're seeing Lego moving into the market of people buying Lego as furniture more and more. Or people who buy Lego sets for the first time, it's like the one thing because it's a license that they want. And like they'll drop 300 sets on like a cool mosaic or like a display piece to put on like the mantelpiece. You know. It was like, oh, I have infinite money and I have no idea how much these things cost. I actually think that because Lego Star Wars is such a long running theme that it's like, I think that there is a limit to how overpriced Star Wars can get because Lego Star Wars still has the expectation of still being Lego sets, whereas like I don't know what the next idea set's gonna be, right? But like those things where, well, I am struggling to think of an like example, which maybe invalidates my point a little bit. Yeah, creators is great. Buy more creators. That's what I always think. I had the experience the other day where I bought a creator set for like a younger cousin, and I forgot that I used to do this, but he cycled through all of the old builds because he wanted to make the most out of a set. he he took the thing apart and built it again. Are we back? Okay, I was interrupted for a little bit. YouTube crashed on me. Damn it, YouTube. Stop crashing. Okay, but I think we're back. Oh, Christ. Okay. Oh no. On. Come on. Oh, don't tempt them, Student Scissors. They really gonna do it. They're gonna make a cinder block for $400. It's gonna be. You know what? I can see it like a big, like, for adults, which is just like a 2x4, like a giant 2x4 that's made up of smaller 2x4s. They're gonna do it. I can see it. Just say, by the way, this dragon head, I think this is the best of these that they've done. Like, the teeth are painted, and it looks awesome. Come on. Home stretch now. We're almost done. I should really have a brick separator with me. Oh, I do. Okay. Come on. You know what? It has gotten more expensive. At least where I am, it's gotten more expensive. Maybe this is just, it's the final wave. They're doing a final hurrah before a reboot. I feel like every single set this wave, I think, are great. I think this is part of, this is one hell of a wave to go out on. I think this is possibly, I mean, it's a great wave. It's one of the best waves. Every single set I think is a banger. But yeah, the price is a bit difficult to swallow. And the thing is, like, it's followed by the it's following the core wave, which I also really liked, and I can't believe that, because I'm really detached from actual Ninjago lore. I don't follow, like, the TV show. I saw, like, the original run, but, like, I haven't seen anything since except the movie, which I don't think really counts. So you'd think that the core wave would appeal to me more than this wave, and, like, I love that core wave. The core wave is the first one that really interested, like, I like the core wave, but I honestly kind of think that this wave is better. I think this is a better wave of sets than the core wave. Oh, I love Alan Yap. I've been following Alan Yap's work for like a million years. I've been following Alan Yap work since I was a preteen. Like, he's a huge inspiration for, stuff that I do. I remember seeing Alan Yap made a Lego Ironhide, like a Transformer Ironhide, which I maintain is one of the best Lego Transformers. It's just like it like it uses what is now very old tech, but I still think that it's incredibly impressive. Alan Yap loves his plate sandwich to use as joints. I stylistically don't like that technique, but he's able to put in a lot more joints into like his builds using sets that don't really come with that much joints. Which is kind of incredible. It's one of those things where, oh, okay, I might piss off some people. I think that like Alan Yap builds are very idea dense, and they're a kind of thing that I can imagine like a younger me would enjoy building and handling, but current me thinks that a lot of his builds might be a bit difficult to handle roughly, which of course he has to work within the limits of the sets, and I do too. He's willing to make stability sacrifices that I'm not willing to make sometimes. Yeah, I I do think that I should say this. I like interacting with builders because I like the building, and I think that there's a side to Lego that's entirely separate from building, that's a bit more passive, of just like buying sets and building to the instructions, which is it's a, it's there's nothing wrong with that. But I love making stuff, and I love to be able to talk to people about it. I generally have quite pleasant experience talking to other designers, I guess. I found Alan Yap on the WTF at TFW. Sorry, I found Alan Yap on the TFW 2005 boards. Uh, I mixed a few things up there. The WTF at TFW is the TFW 2005's podcast, which I also love. Uh, but I found Alan Yap stuff on Radicons. Almost, almost done here. Almost there. Final stretch. I know I've been saying that, but it really is final stretch. Think. Am I gonna be able to? Nah, it's already okay. What? A second. I don't think I'm gonna be able to hit 130, guys. I think it's gonna be over 130. And I dropped some pieces. I'm gonna have to pick that up in a bit. Come on. we can finish this before YouTube crashes on me again. Because if YouTube crash, there might be a chance that I lose this recording, which is one of the reasons why I'm doing this, which is so that would be bad. Oh yeah, we're all, hobbyists, I guess. Sort of people who likes toys. I don't know. Maybe this is gatekeepy, but I get a bit frustrated with the current marketing of adult welcome, which I feel like, I mean, were they ever not? And I kind of feel like the people with the insecurities that requires them to have permission from a company to feel like it's okay to buy toys, I kind of don't want those people in the community. One of the things that I have always loved about the LEGO community, if it can be said to have a community, is that I feel like we're how should I say this? I think sometimes people can have like weird feelings about playing with toys as an adult. And honestly, I feel like it takes a level of maturity to know what you like and just do it, and it's okay. Who cares, right? Like frankly, as far as like hobbies go, this is a fantastic one. And like there are people who are unable or unwilling to deal with the potential, frankly, wrong social stigma attached to like adults playing toys. And like I feel like, well, deal with those feelings and then we will welcome you. Come. We will welcome you with open arms to spend more money with us. I don't like the sort of like, and I see it in Transformers community sometimes, the sort of like snickering attitude of like, oh yeah, this is a collector piece. I'm not playing with no toy. And I'm like, come on, man. I don't want to really welcome those people into the communities. Anyway, that's enough of that. Okay, almost done here. Actually, I might be able to do this within 19 minutes. I think a mark of a great build is that it's really annoying to take apart. And official LEGO models often are, because they're so secure. I feel like sometimes, not to toot my own horn, but like sometimes when I like take apart my build and it's a bit of a pain, I feel like, you know what, I did a good job there. Hello, real smooth, sorry. I am slightly sleep deprived and a little bit hungry. General Kenobi. Okay, we're almost there. Come on. I wonder if this is like, if there's something, satisfying about watching these boxes fill up. I hope that it is a little bit, at least a little bit enjoyable to watch, independent of me talking crap. Oh yeah, one of the best, one of the most productive thing for my Lego building is homework and paperwork and exams. It's like this is my number one procrastinating strategy, which is, oh, I'm just gonna take this thing apart, and or oh, I'm just gonna build this thing, you know, and then I'll get back to studying. I am from Vietnam, but I'm living in Singapore at the moment. Man, I I think that the most exciting thing going on right now in Transformers is Studio Series, and it's incredible stuff. And like the Lego designers are, sorry, not Lego designers, the Hasbro designers, the Transformers team is getting to be really candid and forward about their like difficulties and compromises, and it's awesome to see on Instagram. And it is like, it is insane to me to see people going like, oh, like this is not as good as my $1,000 masterpiece sized third party figure. I'm like, are you insane? I do think that there is a bit of a shift now. Maybe it's just in the corners of the Transformers fandom that I'm in, but that it's just slavish accuracy is not as important as fun. And like in a way that's similar to Lego, I kind of think that like my most important criteria now for like how much I enjoy a thing is how idea dense it is. And sometimes you can have like really big Transformers, like third party figures are sometimes, fans toys is guilty of this, where it's a really big figure but there's only one idea, and the one idea is make it a million different parts, and like that's not an interesting idea. You can apply it with brute force and still get something that looks good in both modes, but like the transformation should be fun to engage with. Oh. Hey, greetings from Hong Kong. My my question is thoughts on the Transformers movie in general. Well, obviously, the best one is Bumblebee because it's unironically good and least problematic, I guess. But of the Michael Bay movies, I actually think that Age of Extinction is the best, which is not a popular position to have. But Age of Extinction is the first movie where I actually feel like the Transformers are characters. Like there's five of them. They all have distinct colors and silhouette. I know what each of them are. They're all different flavors of, complete jerks. But I can tell what they are. Like Crosshair is like a Call of Duty dick. Uh, Hound is kind of violent, but really loyal. Uh, there's like Drift, who wanna be Zen, but really isn't. Uh, Bumblebee is kind of a petulant child, and Optimus is just full of rage. And I love that movie because it feels like Optimus has like personal stakes in the plot rather than just freedom freedom. Like they killed Ratchet and Optimus is pissed. And like he at the beginning of the movie he said, like, oh, I have vowed to not kill a human, but a human's gonna die this movie. And at the end, his whole arc is finding the right human to kill. He was gonna kill Stanley Tucci, and then he found out that the person he actually want to kill is Kelsey Graham, which is just yeah, it's like I feel like it's not great. It's not like very heroic. Maybe not a great message for kids, but I feel like it's the first time they fully embrace what like the movie Optimus really is throughout these movies. I actually think okay, like the overcomplication really hits its peak with Revenge of the Fallen Toys, but with like Dark of the Moon feels like a great like it's the beginning of a new era where they start to like, and part of it is because they have way less money, and so they can't just make a million parts, and so they have to like come up with ideas to make the transformation efficient and intuitive. I kind of feel like uh like from Dark of the Moon forward, the movie Transformers are very different. Well, okay, it feels like Dark of the Moon is the first time they figured it out, and and it feels like they didn't really have time to develop. They feel it. I'm pretty sure they were developing Age of Extinction toys based on concept arts rather than actual models. Oh god. I forgot that detail that Optimus downloaded the internet into like he didn't download the whole internet. It's like he learned he learned he learned English through the internet. Well, it wasn't like Ultron where he's on the internet for 20 minutes and decide that all humans has to die. It's just kind of hilarious. My favorite part of that final I mean like he killed Kelsey Graham and then he killed Lockdown, right? My favorite part of that is, I mean, okay, the whole thing is ludicrous and I kind of love it, which is Optimus like a rabid dog going like, oh, this is my fight, get out of here, Bumblebee. But it's not like, oh, get out of here, you're not safe. It's a get out of here, I need to kill him with my bare hands, right? And then he stabbed Lockdown in the back, pulled the sword through his head, and then said, "Honor till the end," which is just ludicrous. Like, you just stabbed the man in the back and then mutilated his dead body, man. Like, what are you on about? Oh god. And we're done at 88 minutes. Oh my god, look at that. I mean, we're not done, but so we're basically done. These I'll disassemble as I need them when I actually build it. Right? When Optimus get really pissed at them killing Ratchet and then they storm kill, that was a great scene. And Hound is next to him going, just say the word. I'm gonna kill this human right now. Let's go. Alright, thanks for joining the stream. I might be back tomorrow. I think it might be a good idea, because I do want to document this from start to finish. It might be a good idea to do this, let's do 90 minutes of this every day. Uh, yeah, and I'm gonna work on the other projects off screen. But I'm gonna try to do at least most of this project on screen. It's been fun. I didn't get to, I haven't had the opportunity to talk about Transformers in a while. Thanks everybody for joining. Thank you, Student Scissors, for coming. Um, Nice to know, as a mutual admirer. Um, all right, that's about it. Have a nice day, everybody, or night, if that's the time that is where you are. Okay, I'm really hungry now. I'm losing my mind. All right, bye, guys.